Thursday, October 5. The God who will come back for us. As Christ's earthly ministry drew to a close, and he realized that he must soon leave his disciples to carry on the work without his personal supervision, he sought to encourage them and to prepare them for the future. He did not deceive them with false hopes. As an open book, he read what was to be. He knew he was about to be separated from them to leave them as sheep among wolves. He knew that they would suffer persecution, that they would be cast out of the synagogues and would be thrown into prison. He knew that for witnessing to him as the Messiah, some of them would suffer death. He knew that for witnessing to him as the Messiah, some of them would suffer death, and something of this he told them. In speaking of their future, he was plain and definite, that in their coming trial they might remember his words and be strengthened to believe in him as the Redeemer. He spoke to them also words of hope and courage. "Let not your heart be troubled," he said. "Ye believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there ye may be also. And whither I go ye know, and the way ye know." John chapter 14, verses 1-4. "For your sake I came into the world. For you I have been working. When I go away, I shall still work earnestly for you. I came to the world to reveal myself to you that you might believe. I go to my Father and yours to cooperate with him in your behalf." The Acts of the Apostles, page 21. As Christ ascended, his hands outstretched to bless his disciples, a cloud of angels received him and hid him from their sight. As the disciples looked with straining eyes for the last glimpse of their ascending Lord, 2 angels from the rejoicing throng stood by them and said, "Ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same Jesus, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven." Acts chapter 1, verse 11. The disciples were filled with great joy. Over and over again they repeated the words Christ had spoken to them in his last lessons, as recorded in the 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th chapters of John. And everyone had something to say about the instruction, especially with regard to the words of the 14th of John. Verses 1-3 quoted. The promise that he would come again, and also the thought that he had left them his peace, filled their hearts with joy. The Upward Look, page 357. It is our privilege to understand the great responsibilities that God has placed upon us so that we shall not be in darkness as to what is coming upon our world. We cannot afford to meet that day without a preparation. But when we think of this great and solemn event of Christ's coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory, we should live in great humiliation before God, lest we fail of the grace of God and prove ourselves unworthy of eternal life. The Upward Look, page 192. For further reading, Sons and Daughters of God, Oneness with Christ, page 295, and The Upward Look, Where is Your Treasure, page 355.